Good morning. It's been a while since I made my last video, but I thought that I would make one today. And considering my last subject that I had discussed, my great-grandmother's ancestry and where she was from and the history of the place she was from, I think that today I want to talk about her husband, my great-grandfather, his name was Frank. They used to call him Frank, and he was from Bivongi. Bivongi, as the Calabrians might call it, Bivungi or Bigungi, is an ancient Greek. It has its roots, like many other places in Calabria and in other places in Italy, southern Italy, has its roots in the Magna Graecia, where it was originally called the Bobongaves. The Bobongaves are actually the name for silkworm in the ancient Greek language, I would suppose. And it's a very interesting story considering that my family has long roots there. The Bova family is my family, and it's one of the most common families in Bivongi. We Bovas are related to many other families that are related to Bivongi as well. We're related to the Taloti, Falso, Alloi, Fraieta, Basso, Valenti, Murracce, Comito, Fraioli, Franco, Beltrame, Santi, Zanino, Sursola, Bagara, Coniglio, and Pupo families of Bivongi. And many of them are also related to each other as well, as shown in the diagram above. The fact that all of these families are related to each other, well, they're not all related to each other, but they're all related to the Bovas, which means that the Bovas and all of these families have a common origin. Somewhere in time, they share a common ancestor. Bova is essentially the italicized and Latinized version of a different word, which was an ancient Greek word called vua. If anybody who knows Greek, you might consider vua to be similar to vuna, is what I have found. And vuna is the Greek word for mountain. I think that vua was the Calabrian version, ancient Greek Calabrian version of that word. So essentially it became Bovas by the Romans, and then later Bova in Italian, having essentially at its root a Greek origin. Bova is, of course, or Vua, is a real place in Italy. It's a real village and region. Its history is very interesting. I'm not quite sure if my ancestors were actually from the city of Bova itself, but I know they were from Bivongi, or Bigungi. The village of Bova, or Vua, in Calabria, was founded in the year 440 AD. The people who founded the village of Bova were people from nearby modern-day Bova Marina, a borough in there called San Pasquale. There was once an ancient Greek city there in San Pasquale, and I often wonder whether or not my ancestors were from there, but again, I don't think so. My grandfather always tells me the old story in our family that in the ancient times there were pirates who used to raid the town, and they used to escape into the mountains. That's why it's called that Vua, or I believe the mountain, the Horta Vua, the village of the mountain. Today, the people in Bova apparently still speak ancient Calabrian Greek, although in my culture I don't have any of that ancient Calabrian Greek language left over, except for my last name, which may be an adaptation of that culture. However, perhaps the story that my grandfather told me has always been in our family for generations. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching. Please comment and subscribe. One of the things I like most about your feedback is when you comment. It always brings me joy. And now, I have to say, this video has gotten pretty long, so I might choose to do a second part of this video to finish this story. Thank you so much. Have a great day.